I'm with Ian Callum, who's the design director for Jaguar Cars.
That's correct,
now,
yes.
Ian, behind us is kind of the present Jaguar. Tell us a little bit about this particular
my present
car.
favorite.
Yes.
This is an XKR-S. Clearly it's a derivative of the XK. It's the most powerful XK we've produced to date. It's 550 horsepower, exceedingly quick, not to 60 in just over 4 seconds. And it has a top speed of 187 miles an hour. It's about 300 kilometers per hour. So a very, very capable car.
That kind of stuff you can't use in the real world, but you can sure use the styling and you can sure use the color. Tell us a little bit about what you've done to the car from a styling perspective.
Well, one of the things that's so important about car is it has to work. You can't kid physics. And so to that end, we put spoilers on the car, front and rear, to get the downforce to an equal balance, and they really do work. We did this all in the wind tunnel, which is the normal way of doing it. And then we've got these little side vanes there. They're not intakes. They actually feed the air down the side of the car, because the trick is to get as much clean air down the side of the car as possible, and to keep it separated from the ground below. And of course these deeper rockers as well, which help to separate the side air from the vertical air. Then across the back we've got this rather significant spoiler. Now I know a lot of people think spoilers, well, they're a bit for show. This car needs this spoiler, it absolutely needs it at the top speeds it does. And there's some lovely details in it as well.
Beautiful car, I wish we could show the inside, but we also have this model which in a sense represents the future of Jaguar. Yes. Tell us a bit about this concept.
This is what we call a production concept, and by that what we mean is that although it's a one-off car, there's only one in the world so far, then it is actually designed in a way it can be production feasible. And when we designed this as a concept vehicle, we took on board all the engineering feasibility to a degree, but more important, all the legislation and all the requirements we've got to build a modern car. So it's not a flight of fancy, it's very doable. It's smaller than the XK, it's a two-seater, and what's really significant is if we were to build this car, it'd be the first two-seater sports car, as opposed to a GT car, that we've done since the E-Type Jaguar. And that for me is hugely significant, because that is the heart of the brand, and I've been waiting a long time to do this car. Well,
it looks like you've done your homework very well. Tell us a bit more about what's inside. How much you can tell us about what's
Well, I mean, the overall shape of the car is the first thing we'll look at. It's got a great profile, it's got great stance and proportions, which is what Jaguar is all about. It's really getting to the last millimetre of how the car is wrapped around the mechanics, which is what sports car should be. Inside, it's 2 seats. We've done this one very deliberately in bright red leather, another personal favourite of mine. It's actually a hybrid. This is a hybrid, and it's a hybrid we can use in 2 forms. You can use it as an economical mode, so it works like a conventional hybrid, but also we plug it in a way you can use additional power. So it's a V6, and with the additional power of the electric motor coming on top of that, we can increase the power for acceleration.
It's kind of like the KERS system?
It's a little bit like how the KERS system works, yeah. So we have a choice of whether to use it economically or for performance. Because we are a performance car company, we're not going to give up that attribute, but as we move into the future, we have to find more efficient ways of delivering that.
Can we put a little time frame on which of my Christmas lists I get to put this on? Do we have a?
Well, you know, we haven't announced yet that we're going to build this car, and that's official. We're waiting to see. We're waiting to see what the public opinion is like in the car, and also take feedback on whether people really want a sports car like this.
Let me guess that the feedback has been very positive.
You know, I'm astounded with the feedback. I really am astounded with it. I thought it would be positive, but it's been overwhelming. So.
Okay, so you are going to build it then. Given that it's at this stage now, theoretically, how long would it take you to productionize the car?
At least a year or so.
Okay, so we're. It's within sight.
So.
It's within sight.
I couldn't say anymore.
All right, again, you have to kill me. Ian Callum, Design Director, Jaguar Cars. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
For Wheels.ca, I'm Jim Kenzie.